Good morning and welcome to After GMS. It is Wednesday, the 22nd. You know what today is, right?
First day of fall?
Yes! Sorry, I saw Monique moving stuff. I'm like, what's she doing?
Yeah, there's like a microphone here.
Oh, that really is. Oh,
I think that's Eric Chilton's. It's kind of fancy.
Yes. Anything that's fancy, I guess, belongs to him. I'm Tracy McCain here with Megan Malaris, and we have meteorologist Monique Robinson with us this morning. Say hey, Mo.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, Mo. Yeah, so you are joining us on an exciting day in the weather department. A lot of stuff going on. Not only is it the first official day of fall in a few hours, but it's also really rainy outside and potential severe storms later.
Yeah, that's exactly right. If you take a look at our radar, you can see the shower and storm activity that's been moving through much of the eastern coast. I mean, you can see showers have been the main story here in the Triad, but storms are developing towards the west. So if you look across Tennessee and Kentucky, those are storms that are going to be moving eastward through the evening. This is all associated with a strong cold front. We're right now located in between a warm front and a cold front. When you're behind the warm front and ahead of the cold front, you can expect warmer temperatures and increased humidity. And that's what we're going to be feeling for much of today. But as that front continues to move eastward, we're going to see some storms out ahead of it, but behind it, we're going to get that fall cool air, the air we've been waiting for, the air no longer that you can wear, but the weather where you can now wear your nice fall fits. What to expect today? Well, off and on storms and showers to start the day, but the severe weather threat doesn't happen until the latter part of your Wednesday. So starting in western North Carolina and then shifting eastward. 8 p.m. through 11 p.m. is the main time frame for central North Carolina. Here's a look at that futurecast, kind of showing you what you can expect. Scattered pop-up showers and storms starting well before that main line, the main line pushing through right around 8 p.m. and then continuing eastward through tonight, and then starting out your Thursday on the brighter side of things, but also on the cooler side. And then here's a look at that 7 day showing it all there for you. Wednesday high of 78, Thursday cooler at 73 on Friday, Saturday 73. You can even see those overnight lows 50 degrees to start the day on Saturday.
All right, we're going to chat about our forecast in a moment, but first our headlines this morning, a couple big stories we need to give an update on.
Yep, we begin with this one. High Point Police arrested 18-year-old Kayshawn Williams. They say he posted a picture of a gun on Snapchat with the threat naming schools. We have witnessed in recent days how these threats can end tragically.
Well, in this case, people said something, they saw something, and they reported it, and police were able to act very quickly, and all students were safe at school yesterday, as they are today. Parents, teachers, and students were good at reporting this quickly, and WFMY News 2's Denise McMiller is explaining the situation at Southwest High School about how police were able to work so fast.
Well, Southwest is one of 5 high schools 18-year-old Kayshawn Williams made threats against. But High Point police say they were able to quickly identify the threat and arrest Williams within 6 hours of seeing the post. But this outcome could have been much worse if it had not been for the community stepping in. This photo of a gun posted on Snapchat began circulating on the social media app Monday. High Point police say they were able to quickly identify Kayshawn Williams as the one responsible for the post, thanks to numerous tips from parents, students, and people in the community. Williams is now facing pretty serious charges for hinting at acts of violence against the 5 high schools. Guilford County Schools thanks the community for being brave enough to speak out as soon as they saw the post.
And another message that we've been putting out very hard since Mount Tabor is when you say something to the right person, stop saying it to anyone else so that the rumor doesn't spread, because it makes the investigation easier when you don't do that. It makes it much harder, creates more and more levels in your investigation if you keep spreading that rumor to your other friends.
High Point police say the dominoes fell into place in this situation, but won't always be the case in the future. That is why it is important to always say something to the right people when threats are made. And police say there is no longer a threat at any Guilford County school campuses.
All right, let's head to Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools, where a student is charged with bringing a gun to school. A school resource officer at Reynolds High School found the gun in the student's backpack. The student is charged with possessing a weapon on campus. Thankfully, no injuries.
Well, the suspect in Mount Tabor's deadly shooting was in court yesterday. Since the suspect is underage, the name will not be publicly available until that person is moved to adult court. The suspect's attorney asked the judge to consider releasing the 15-year-old to his parents, and the judge declined. The suspect is accused of killing 15-year-old William Miller Jr. on September 1st. A surveillance camera captured it. Right now, it's unclear what the motive was. Johnson & Johnson now says getting a second shot of its coronavirus vaccine provides added protection against the virus. The drug company says getting a booster either 2 months or 6 months after the initial dose revved up protection. J&J did note that research showed a 12-fold increase in antibodies when given 6 months after the initial dose. It has a long way to go, though, for approval. J&J has now provided data to the FDA for consideration.
Well, if you like rainy days, you are loving this 2-day stretch. It has rained all day yesterday, this morning, and there is more rain on the way. Afternoon storms could even pack a punch. So we're going to talk to Monique about that in just a moment.
We want to know, do you like rainy days like this, or are you more of a fan of sunshine? Drop a comment in the chat while we share some of the comments we got earlier on the Good Morning Show. This viewer says, I love rain and snow. It is cuddle weather. But this person disagrees. I hate all this rain. It makes me lazy and harder to get out of bed.
Someone said, I love to see the rain as it was so dry and now my yard is so beautiful and green. That is definitely a benefit. That was from Faye in Burlington. We need the rain.
Yeah,
especially at times.
We do. I just like not having to water my plants. It's a little bit of a nice break, Monique. It has been so hot. What, the hottest summer on record across the world. And, you know, now we're really getting into fall, like full-fledged, because after today, it's going to be cooler.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be cooler. You know, some of those comments when folks were saying, you know, it's a great day to just stay inside and it's harder to get out of bed. I'm reading some comments on here also saying it's hard to get out of bed. That was me this morning. I'm not used to being on this morning show. And then, you know, the rain really just made me want to just stay snuggled up in my bed. So I agree with all of you on that one.
Oh yeah, that's like the best thing on a rainy day is to get a little extra sleep. You know, it's already hard to get up out of bed when you wake up at dark 30, right? But then you add rain on top of that, and not only just rain for the morning, I mean days of rain, and you are, well, I'm saying you, but I mean I am unmotivated, but I managed to just jump out of bed today and just say, gotta do it. It's Wednesday. Let's move through the week.
Gotta go. No choice there. Yeah, it was so sad yesterday. My son he really wanted to go outside. He kept going to the door saying, Mama, you know, grabbing his shoes and his hat. And I'm like, I'm sorry, buddy. It is raining. Like, it's not the day to go outside. I was hoping to get him out today, but I don't know. We might have to try to find a pocket of the rain stopping, but looks like we might not get much of that.
Yeah, it's going to be on and off showers all day long. So unfortunately, it may not be the day for outdoor activity. It might be a play with toys inside type of day. But it's funny you say that. We talk about a lot of times, you know, rainy days, it's hard to get up. But when I went to California, and I was in Southern California where they don't get rain often at all. I mean, some people don't even own an umbrella at all. Wow. I was like, what would it be like if it was just sunny all the time though? You know?
I would live in some tropical paradise.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes it's like we need a break and we need rain.
Yeah.
You know?
You need a mix.
Balance, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. You can't have all of one thing, which is why, you know, people in London are always like saying, where's the sun? You know, it's always, you know, kind of foggy, rainy, dreary, until you get that one magical day. You're like, oh, this is awesome. So yeah, I get it. But that's why I love living in the Triad. Seriously, we get everything. I just don't like it when it's all at once.
Yes, that is true. I like a gradual change in weather conditions. So when it goes from way hot to way cool, it's also a time where you can get sick. So make sure you also pay attention to that, because when these temperatures drop, so I was showing you guys the 7-day earlier, it dropped down to 50 going into Saturday. So 50 degrees is significantly cooler. I mean, right now, I was showing you guys the temperatures to start the day were in the 70s. So that's a 20-degree difference. I mean, it's kind of hard to imagine what a feeling 20 degrees is, but when you don't have the humidity, it's really going to feel like a big change when we go throughout this weekend.
It's a difference of a jacket.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you won't need one on Friday. You will need one Saturday morning.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's this time of year where you're more likely to get sick because people get confused and they're like, well, maybe I'll just go outside without the jacket, and then you get caught and it's freezing.
Yeah.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, so we have some comments here. Heather said this is the type of day you just want to sleep all day.
Definitely.
Carol agreed, but said her back said, get up, LOL. We heard from Joanne, who said, not really a rainy day person, but it is a good day to rest or get things done inside, like read a book. I'm with you on that. I think Jessica Rule, our director, agreed. She loves reading like I do and said she doesn't feel guilty staying in and watching TV or reading a book on a day like this.
Yeah, absolutely. Or watching or catching up on some shows.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, my favorite show premieres tonight on CBS at 8
dun,
o'clock.
dun.
2-hour premiere, but hey, we can talk about that tomorrow. But I will be sleepy tomorrow. Don't.
Wait, what's the show? I'm
Oh,
interested.
Survivor.
Oh.
Yeah, so I am a survivor. Just joking.
Like mega
but
fan.
As long as I'm Beyonce,
I love the show.
because I'm in the middle.
Yes, you are always in the middle. Okay, apparently we formed a music group and I didn't even realize it. Monique has the lead. But yes, it is tonight, and so tomorrow I've already put it out there. You know, I don't like to use excuses, but it will be my one pass. It is a 2-hour season premiere. I mean, I have to watch it, and I do have to, you know, get to work. So I will be here. My mind might take some time to get into the groove tomorrow, but you'll know why. And I'm gonna try my hardest, honestly, to actually be competent tomorrow.
I mean, just sing that song anytime you
I'm a survivor.
anytime you're feeling sleepy, you know, just give yourself that extra jump. That's so funny. Some more comments here coming in. I love sun, says Alan Ginger. Warm temps and ocean breezes. Also love fall, decorating my house for fall during these rainy days. So Monique, I know you looked it up earlier about drought conditions in the Triad, whether we need the rain, whether we don't, how much is too much, that kind of thing. What did you find?
Yeah, so we've been actually in a really good spot all year long. I mean, in certain months we've had way more rainfall than others. February, I don't know what exactly, I don't recall what happened in February. I wasn't currently living in the Triad during the month of February, but we got a significant amount of rainfall during the month of February, and that really kind of put us in a good spot for much of the entire year. But we talked about a little bit over the stretch of warming temperatures. I know briefly Megan had just mentioned how we're getting warmer temperatures for a longer period of time. This is all due to global warming. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning the warming is because we're also dealing with even more rainfall in a lot of locations. So this is all playing in tandem to climate change. And we're seeing that across the entire U.S. I mean, some locations are dealing with even drier conditions than normal. Some locations dealing with wetter conditions than normal. And us here in the South, we are on the wetter side of things. So we're in a good spot, and so far this month we're really on target for what we would expect to see this time of year. We've had about 2.7 inches of rainfall this month, and we generally see about 3 inches throughout this entire month. But as we expect for later part of today, seeing some storm activity, we expect for that number to increase.
So are you talking about Invest 98s or whatever? I like your weather terms, so I just like to throw them out there.
Yeah, no, sometimes, so that's one of the tropical systems that we are keeping a close eye on. Throughout this entire season, you know, North Carolina is no stranger to being impacted by tropical systems. So when we do have systems like Invest 98, it's a weird name, but the full name of it is being investigated. So Investigated 98, but it's being investigated because it's not a named system yet. It hasn't no title, but they're just investigating it. And so that's why we call it that. And the number 98 just comes because we've seen so many of them. We're now at the number 98. And so when we see these systems emerging off the west coast of Africa, we need to investigate them because as they track across the Atlantic, they can strengthen and become some nasty systems. So we always want to keep a close eye on them and investigate them, even if they're not named yet, even if they're not really showing the exact signs of being a tropical system as of yet. We want to catch it early so we're not late.
I love it.
Well, especially because September and October are our most active months for tropical systems, because The water has had all summer to warm up. You have these other weather factors now coming in with what the trade winds, I think Christian and Ed have mentioned too. So there's a lot going on, and we can't let down our guards heading into fall with regard to the tropical activity.
Yeah, you know, the funny thing is today is the autumnal equinox, and so this is actually described as the time of year where the earth is actually equally balanced between the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, which means there's just as much sunlight to the northern half as just as much sunlight to the southern half. During the summer, we have the northern hemisphere where we live getting way more sunlight. So we get way more warmer. But the thing is, land and ocean heat up at different rates, with the land heating up faster. So we may be very warm here living in the triad, but the ocean water is still taking a little bit longer to warm up. And so now we are in the fall here on land, but the water is finally really warm. And that very warm water is really good breeding ground, for tropical systems. And that's why we start to see that tropical activity ramp up.
I feel like I'm ready for a final exam.
I know.
I feel like
roll out the AP meteorological exam. We are going to ace it.
Yeah, I just finished my master's program. So
Congrats.
You want knowledge, you know, just pull it out of my brain.
Well, I love it that you explain these complicated concepts in a way that people who are not scientists can understand, because it's important, you know, not only to know what the temperature is going to be that day so you can dress appropriately to walk out of the house, but you need to understand these kind of long-term trends, especially for where you live, and what factors are risks to you.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes, we all know meteorology is important because it's life-saving information. So with that, save us. Monique, we do have a threat of severe storms later today. Right now, not so much, but we love your early warning. So, you know, close us out with another look at the forecast.
Yeah, for certain. Here's a look at the 7-day. I just want to reiterate the importance of having a weather app or some type of weather system in place in case of an event where we do have a severe storm move through your particular area. We are expecting severe storms to roll through later today. The strongest of storms pushing through between starting 7 p.m. and continuing through midnight, but we will see some storms throughout the entirety of the afternoon, very scattered. And so if there is any event that any of those do become severe, we want to make sure you are weather ready. So have that app on hand.
All right, we will do it. The News 2 weather app is like having Monique, Ed, and Christian, who's on vacation, both of them, in your pocket. So yeah, it's pretty great.
Yeah. All right. So stay weather aware today as we've been talking about, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place on Facebook for After GMS. Happy birthday, Bobby. We appreciate you tuning in every day.
And Carol Harris and your crew. Happy birthday to you as well.
See you later.